earthquake tragedy, February 6th, is a catastrophe beyond imagination. On behalf of the government of Sweden, of the people of Sweden, and of the diplomatic missions representing Sweden in Turkey, I want to convey our warmest and deepest condolences. A couple of days ago, I visited Kahramanmaraş together with our embassy team. We wanted to be there to see ourselves in order to understand better and in order to be able to make the Swedish aid as effective as possible. There, on site, 500 relief housing units were being constructed, and children in temporary settlements were provided with a safe space to play, socialize, learn, and develop in the midst of great stress and disruption. Experts from the Swedish Civil Contingencies Agency were working there closely together with the Turkish army and on behalf of the European Union and Sweden. We also learned about other examples of the significant national and international humanitarian response to meet the urgent needs of the affected population, including those implemented by partners funded by my country, Sweden. The total earthquake aid from Sweden to Turkey and Syria so far amounts to around 25 million euros, which is part of the much larger overall total European Union assistance. On initiative of Sweden's Prime Minister, Ulf Kristersson, and the EU Commission, the international community will meet on Monday in Brussels to mobilize more, because it's urgently needed. As Swedes, we stand in solidarity with the people of this wonderful country, Turkey. Biz, İsveçliler olarak güzel ülke Türkiye'nin insanlarıyla dayanışma içerisindeyiz.
Teşekkür ederiz. Sırada Avrupa Birliği Türkiye Delegasyonu Başkanı Sayın Nikolaus Meyer-Landrut'un mesajı var.
I want to share with Turkish people here in Ankara, our condolences for this terrible earthquake which has hit the country. Everybody is deeply saddened by this terrible catastrophe. This is has produced a wave of solidarity also across Europe with the people, with the governments, and we have seen the European Union, its member states, being here from the first day to help Turkey, first with rescue teams, then with medical teams, with humanitarian assistance. Millions of items have been shipped to help people overcome the hardship, with shelter, heaters, with blankets and other toilet hygiene articles, and so on. But, and this is also my message today, we will not leave Turkey alone. We will continue to support Turkey as good as we can to help it overcome the consequences of this terrible catastrophe. And this will start with the Donors Conference next week on Monday in Brussels, where the Commission President and President of the Council, Swedish Prime Minister, will bring together the international community to raise contributions so that we can continue to help Turkey to overcome the consequences of this devastating earthquake.
Teşekkür ederiz. Hollanda Türkiye Büyükelçisi Sayın Job Wijnans'ı dinliyoruz.
Merhaba. This is Job Wijnans, the ambassador of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. I'm in Hatay right now, seeing with my own eyes the terrible devastation that took place here in this heavily affected region. It's truly heartbreaking to see what happened to the people here. And I'm here to show solidarity from my country, the Netherlands, with the victims, and talking to local authorities, to organizations that are assisting, to also see what we can continue to do, because that is what we want to do. We want to continue to help the people here, the Turkish authorities, work with them and make sure that these people do not feel left alone, and that they stand shoulder to shoulder in rebuilding their future.
Teşekkür ederiz. Ve son olarak Japonya Türkiye Büyükelçisi Sayın Suzuki Kazuhiro'yu izleyelim.
Mr. Marshall Yabas, Mayor of Ankara Metropolitan Municipality, Mr. Halil Ibrahim Yılmaz, Head of the Union of Citizen Assemblies, distinguished guests, it is an honor for me to be invited to this important gathering. First and foremost, I'd like to take this opportunity to extend our deepest condolences to the victims and the bereaved families of the great earthquakes Turkey experienced in early February. I think the severity of the earthquake on February 6 has really stirred the hearts of Japanese people, making us vividly recall the extreme difficulties we ourselves also had during the Great East Japan earthquake 12 years ago. Watching devastating scene and people's suffering through repeated media coverage, I'm sure a large number of the Japanese felt like, what could I do? What should I do? It's really heartbreaking for me as well to watch on TV many children and old people enduring the cold under a cloak of snow. The great earthquake we had in Japan was also in the deep of winter in northern Japan. And Turkey sent the AFAD team to help us. They conducted a search and rescue mission for the longest period among the various overseas teams operated in Japan. We will never forget about what Turkey did for us in time of our extreme hardship. Since the day one of the twin earthquake in February, therefore, Japan has been continuing to operate in the disaster regions. Our search and rescue team and our medical team provided humanitarian assistance and initial emergency cares. We then sent a team of experts there in order to exchange views on the best way to achieve an effective and practical recovery and reconstruction. Furthermore, as a reliable and natural partner of NATO, our self-defense forces has now joined NATO airlift operations to bring a great volume of tents and other emergency goods from Pakistan. I'd also like to touch upon various people contributing from Japan. The Japanese Diet, our parliament, has decided to donate a certain sum of money from each MP's monthly salary. Japanese companies are also donating their medical pharmaceutical goods to Turkey, trying to supplement what the disaster area still cannot provide. Small and large business corporations, various associations, not to mention philanthropic foundations and NGOs, they are all mobilized to do something to those Turkish people in time of extreme difficulty. So help from Japan is continuing with our earnest prayers of geçmiş olsun. Turkish people and Japanese people share the common destiny of living on the fault lines. Earthquake will never leave us. We must live with it. Our two countries should share not only the great sorrows we faced in the past earthquakes, but also vivid experience and specific knowledge from them in order for both of us to build more resilient and better society. Thank you very much for having me.